Hey guys, welcome back. So we've covered almost all of the instruments available in Live. There are 4 that we haven't covered yet, and I'm going to briefly go through them all in this tutorial. The first one is the external instrument. The external instrument is used for sending MIDI data to an external device such as a hardware synth and receiving the audio from that hardware synth back into Live. So this is a very useful device if you do want to get into working with hardware synths, or if you have any already. Unfortunately, I don't have any, so I'm not able to show you how to use this, but this is a fairly simple device to use, and I don't think it's going to be very complicated for you to understand how to use it. You simply choose the output device that would be present in your Live preferences under MIDI sync, and you choose where you want to send that MIDI to, and then you choose the audio from. And if you read up in the Live manual, you understand how to use the external instrument device. So I'm going to delete that one. The next 3 devices I want to talk to you about are physical modeling devices. The first one is called Collision, and this is created by Ableton in conjunction with Applied Acoustics Systems. So the same guys that helped to create Analog, they were also involved in the making of Collision. And Collision is used for the physical modeling of MALUX. Now, physical modeling is an insanely complex area of synthesis, and just so you know, you can get some very, very realistic sounds out of these devices. So Collision is the first one. You can see that we have 2 resonators, we have an LFO section, MIDI section, an excitator section, which controls the MALUX strike surface. So this is a really interesting synth, and I encourage you to experiment and get into it. It's beyond the scope of this course. The Skill Builder course is really aimed at getting you up to a proficient level in Ableton Live. We're not going to be able to cover these in depth within this course because it would take a very long time. The next one we have is Electric. And if I just load up a new instance of Electric on this track. Now this synth, again, it's created with Applied Acoustic Systems, working with Ableton. This is used for the physical modeling of electric piano sounds from the 70s. So we can control different aspects of that sound. If you think about a real instrument playing a sound like a piano, when you strike a note, it comprises of different components that make up the characteristics of that sound. You have the sound of the mallet being struck, you have all kinds of other sounds happening, and so these physical modeling synths help you to control each of those different components that make up a real world sound or a completely imagined sound. So this is Electric. The third one is Tension, and within the browser you'll see we have lots of different presets for tension. This is for the physical modeling of string instruments, and we have all these different subfolders. So you have guitar and plucked sounds. Let's choose a banjo. You can go from a banjo to something like a strings ensemble here. Violin, cello. Let's try a cello. So you can get some great sounds out of these things. Very, very powerful stuff, but like I said, a bit too complex for the scope of this course. So I'm not going to cover them. What I'm going to do is just make you aware that they are there. And that concludes our overview of working with live instruments.